Hi, boys and girls. This is Mrs. Walker. Today we're going to do a read aloud where we read the book Beavers by Gail Gibbons. Gail Gibbons is one of my favorite nonfiction authors because she not only writes the words, but she also does the illustrations, and she chooses really neat text features to help us learn about the things that she wants to teach us about. So here we are on the first page, and this is a book about one of my favorite animals, beavers. So here we go. Crunch, gnaw, crash! A beaver has used its strong front teeth to gnaw through the base of a tree. The beaver grasps one of the tree branches and moves it down a canal toward the narrow part of the stream. A canal was dug by beavers to help them float and move logs and other pieces of wood towards the dam site. So this must be the canal that he's swimming down, and he's got the branch in his mouth, and he's headed towards the dam site. I wonder what a dam site is. Well, here's our heading for our next part. It says building a beaver dam. Maybe it'll tell us what a dam site is. Other beavers carry branches, twigs, stones, and mud to the same area. This is a family of beavers building a dam. So a dam site must be where the beavers build their dam. A dam will block the flow of the stream. So I'm thinking if a stream is coming this way, it will block the stream from keeping going. They're using mud, stones, branches, and twigs to build their beaver dam. Okay, we got a great caption here to tell us about this picture. A beaver family is usually made up of several generations of the same family. So generations, that is like grandparents and parents and children all working together. Looks like their dam is growing. Here we go. More and more branches and twigs are shoved into the stream's muddy bottom. The dam gets taller as more logs and branches and sticks are piled up. Stones are put into place to hold the structure down. Mud is used to seal the openings. And you can see them all working. This guy's carrying a rock. There's a branch coming. They're bringing more building materials, packing some mud in. Wow, they are good builders. The dam is built to be higher than the water line, so water will back up and create a big beaver pond. The beavers will be able to build their home inside the pond. So they are trying to make this stream into a pond, which is really interesting. And they built this right where the water will come and flow into it. And when it gets to their dam, it'll make a little lake behind their dam that they can, or a pond that they can build their home in. That is very clever. The beaver pond has now become a good size. Beavers need trees and water to survive. They use trees for building, and they eat bark and the twigs of trees. Living in and around the water protects the beavers from enemy and dangers. If dangers come near, the beavers can usually dive and swim away. So I learned from this part of it that they need wood or trees and water. Those are the two things they need to make a good home, because the trees make it possible for them to build their home, and it also gives them food, and the water gives them protection from predators. And when I look at this picture, it gives me more details about that. For instance, you can see what they're doing. They're playing in the water, they're eating the trees, they're building with the trees. And then we have all these animals here: owls, bobcats, wolves, hawks, foxes, bears. Those must be the predators that they have to get away from. And then Gail put this caption in here to tell us more about her picture. Beaver ponds are normally found in wetland areas with heavy forest vegetation. So their habitat is wetland areas with heavy forest vegetation. Well, that makes sense, because wetlands would give them the water they need, and forests would give them the trees they need. Over here we have another text feature. It's a map, and the heading of the map is Where Beavers Live. When we look at this map, can you tell where beavers live? That's right, they live in North America and a little bit of Europe and Asia. Neat. All right, we got a new heading. This section will be about building a beaver lodge. A beaver home is called a lodge. Beavers begin to build their lodge by piling up stones, sticks, small logs, and mud underwater. The larger beavers are able to move 30 to 40-pound stones into place. And you can see they're building the base of their lodge. So that must be the bottom of their lodge. And it looks like it's underwater, and they're swimming underwater, setting it all up, all working together. They are good teamwork animals, aren't they? The beavers go back and forth, lugging and pushing and stacking more and more building materials. An island begins to appear. Soon they have built the lodge floor with enough room for the entire family of beavers. The lodge floor, it looks like now in her picture, they're above the water line. They're not diving underneath anymore. Next, the beavers arrange branches and stones above the lodge floor. It is the beginning of the dome-shaped structure. Back and forth, again and again, they add more branches, stones, and mud. Stones are put into place to secure logs, branches, and other things. The beavers use their tails and their front feet to pat mud around the structure to hold it together. As the mud hardens, the lodge becomes waterproof. Wow, that is so cool. Now you can see, this is a neat picture that she drew. It's called a cutaway. So typically this would be like a big mound of sticks and you wouldn't be able to see inside, but she made it so that it looks like it kind of has one wall cutaway so that we can see what it would look like. The beavers gnaw and dig tunnels from the underwater base of the lodge up to the lodge floor so that they can come and go. Finally, the beavers smooth the lodge floor with mud. They cover it with soft, dry leaves and other plants to make the floor dry and soft. The average lodge is about 5 to 8 feet above the waterline and is about 10 to 13 feet in diameter. That means across. So across this would be about 10 or 13 feet. You can see these are the walls, and then their door, where does their door actually come in? They have to swim underwater and swim up these tunnels, and that's their door. That's how they get in. And they have an air vent to let some air in the top of their roof. In case they need to escape, beavers dig plunge holes not far from the water's edge. So here's a plunge hole. You can see there's a wolf. He's about to get this beaver, and he's jumping in a plunge hole to get away so he can swim into the water. It takes about 1 week for a family of beavers to build a lodge. The family is always fixing it up and doing repairs. Oh, neat. This labels a beaver's body. And you can see, looking at this, some of the parts that make a beaver really special. They're known for having a flat tail, thick, broad, scaly, and flat. On land, a beaver moves awkwardly, but it uses its tail to balance. And then it's known for having very thick fur, and it has some details about that here. And this is the parts of its head. It has front legs, and you can look back here, even though it's got a furry animal, it has those webbed feet, and it has double nails used for grooming its thick fur. A beaver has 2 sets of glands near its tail. The first set of glands contains oil that the beaver spreads over its fur while grooming, and the second set of glands contains sweet-smelling oil used to mark its territory. So it's got its oil glands to make its fur almost waterproof. And then the beaver squirts their own scent near the lodge to warn other beavers to stay away. And here he is in the water, and he has more labels. Beavers are excellent swimmers and spend much of their time in the water. Their big back, webbed feet, and powerful tails push and steer them through the water. Usually they keep their front feet tucked close to their bodies. A second set of clear eyelids cover the eyes to protect them underwater. And this is a close-up that Gail drew to show us what that second eyelid will look like. It's almost like he has a goggle that can go right over his eyeball. The clear inner eyelid opens and closes sideways. And that way he can see under the water. Isn't that neat? What beavers eat. Favorite trees are aspen, willows, birches, and poplars. So they like to eat those trees. Beavers are plant eaters, also called herbivores. They eat barks, twigs, roots, and of trees. They also eat berries, cattails, seeds, nuts, buds, and other plant life. And here they are eating all those things. Great labels, Gail Gibbons. The jaws and teeth of beavers. This is a side view, and you can see she kind of did a cutaway. You wouldn't be able to see inside their mouth typically, but she did a cutaway with her picture so you can see. A beaver needs powerful jaws and sharp front teeth to gnaw away at trees constantly. You can see there's important parts here. He has 20 teeth, powerful jaws, molars, those are flat teeth. You have some of those in the back of your mouth, are used for grinding up food. And there's a big space so that they can hold on to branches of trees. And his 4 front teeth are called incisors. The back edges of the incisors are soft and they wear out faster than the front edges, creating chisel-shaped teeth. And they never stop growing. Wow. Beavers make, this is called communication, and that word means how you tell people things. So this will probably tell us about how beavers communicate. Beavers make many vocal sounds, almost always chattering aloud. Whining and whimpering sounds often mean they want something or they're scared. They warn other beavers or animals or enemies by whistling, hissing, or growling. Beavers show affection, that's love, or greet other beavers by nibbling at the beaver's cheeks. Here they are. These 2 beavers love each other. They're probably part of the same family. Danger! If a beaver senses an enemy nearby, whack! Whack! It slaps its tail on the water surface, making a very loud snapping sound. Other beavers go on alert. They hurry back to the lodge. So he's warning. He sees this wolf or whatever this predator is, and he's warning his family to get back to their safe lodge. All right, boys and girls, we're going to stop our book here. If you want to read the rest of it, this book, Beavers, is on Get Epic, and you're welcome to go ahead and go in there and finish this book. Thanks for reading with me.